Hey folks, how you doing? Papa Joe here with an itching back. And yeah, I still got my back scratcher. And I might put it to work here in a minute. Oh lordy. Tired and I didn't even do much today. Oh, there we go. What up, JJ? Right. One of y'all him in my glasses. Thank you. What are you two outlaws doing? Howdy, number three. I'm calling it quits for the day. I only drove 7 hours and 10 minutes today. But that was enough. Well, what's going on? You're new. I ain't seen you in there. Welcome. Thank you for joining. Thank you for subscribing. Hope you like the videos and live chats. Getting ready for bed. Why you, sissy? Back in the day, we just carried our bed with, oh, wait a minute. I carried mine with me now. Well, cool. There's a whole bunch of them back in the library if you go watching. And I've been accused of being a ratchet jaw and covering all kinds of subjects. Yeah, I've been one of them long days and didn't really get anything accomplished. 7 hours drove. Wow. But my 8-hour break was coming up. You have one, I just prefer the big one at home. I understand, Robbie. Yeah. Before you come out, you need to go watch my videos and listen to some of them phone interviews. One thing about my channel, besides me being a good-looking rascal, you can get some information with no sugar added. So, at least you can learn the truth about the industry. And JJ, I seen your little smart aleck comment. You notice I ignored it? See? Say thank you. Ah, I hear you. I'm fighting that diabetic thing myself, but I cut out the sugar coating long before that. I actually, back when my kids were babies, they got old enough to start asking questions, and I just couldn't tell them all the nonsense lies that other parents tell them when they ask questions, and I decided then that I'm just going to tell them the truth, which my ex-wife damn sure didn't like that. But then again, that's why, might be why she's my ex-wife. There's a lot she didn't like. Uh-huh. Well, he's giving you some good advice, Rail. This ain't a job out here. This is a lifestyle that consumes you. That's what a lot of them don't understand. This ain't no 9 to 5, and there ain't no guarantees. Somebody made a comment on my live stream from today saying they was supposed to be at home 10 o'clock tomorrow, and that was not going to happen. I already knew that today. Yeah, that's trucking. What's up, 03? So many people come out here without a real understanding of what they're getting into. They drink the Kool-Aid from the recruiters and whatnot, and they come out here delusional. Then when they get out here and find out the truth of what it really is and what it's about and what it requires of you, they go back home. They was talking to some executive in a report that Michael had sent me. I think Michael sent it. No, I think it was dadgummit. Now I can't think of his name. Guy used to be Border Patrol. Oh, that'd drive me nuts now not being able to think of his name. But he sent me a report where they was talking to some big schmuck in a big company. And that was what he was saying too, basically. Is, now, of course, he didn't mention their recruiters lying, but the younger generation was coming out here and they wasn't finding what they expected to find. Imagine that. Worse yet, can you even imagine trying to blame a recruiter for lying? No. Well, there's a lot of hurry up and wait. Yeah, Robbie. 9 to 5, 8-hour day is not trucking. You got that right. I was forced to start my 14-hour clock at about 9 o'clock this morning. Then I didn't get rolling till after 1. Now, part of that was my fault, but it's still ridiculous. $12 people and 4 likes. Hit that likes button for me, folks. Yeah, I bet railroading is like that. Josh, what's up? Well, not the new ones, JJ. We're talking about the new ones. And yeah, the new ones don't just come back. Now, you get a few old parts like myself that get old enough to retire, and believe me, I'm ready to retire. I ain't quite old enough yet. And a lot of them will get out of the industry for a year or so, and then they get bored, and they'll come back in it. I don't think I'll have that problem. So hopefully in a few years, if y'all are still subscribed to my channel, we might have some new kind of videos up. See what Papa Joe does when he gets out of the damn truck. Well, I would say the first 2 years, 03. Why did I start it? Start what, Robbie? Trucking or the YouTube channel? Oh, my clock? I had a safety meeting I had to go to this morning, and they are now mandatory. So that means that you have to be on the clock. So they made me start it for that safety meeting, which was about a joke in my opinion. Joshua, what's up, brother? Jeff, howdy. Well, Jeff, if you're young enough and you can handle the local, go for it, brother. But now don't get into that with a misconception. It still ain't no 9 to 5, and you'll get home every day. The chances are only long enough for your 10-hour break. Paris, Texas. Yeah, I carry my own hard hat, my own vest. I would suggest you do the same. And I just went through Paris, Texas a couple hours ago. Don't count on the Lowe's for parking. They're always packed out. But right there by the Viaducts, kind of catty-cornered from the Love's, there's an old truck stop there, old fuel stop. You can usually pull in the back, dodge a couple of the potholes. You can't dodge all of them, so dodge the worst ones. You can usually get parking back there. Kale, I thought you was going to bed. Well, that's my thoughts, Robbie, is local sucks. I have no desire to do locals. I've had a lot of them that tell me if I'm burnt out over the road, I should go local. And no, I'm not in shape for it, physically or mentally. I couldn't tolerate some of the nonsense that you have to put up with. I know some local drivers. And I think some of the nonsense they put up with is worse than what we put up with. Oh, I'm 130 miles away from my delivery in Houston. Well, you better hurry up, Jeff. Storm coming that way. Well, you might be there for the weekend. Right now, Stone is trying to get just north of a storm that's cutting underneath Denver, heading due east. Michael's out in New Mexico. He's fighting with a storm. Tried calling him to get an update. He hit the ignore button. Must be talking to his brother. So yeah, there's a pretty good couple of storms moving across that northern area. Oh, you'll learn to sleep through them trains. Good night, Kale. Get some rest, brother. Well, rain's better than ice. Well, I'm running regional, and that's enough. And actually, it's starting to get a little bit old. I get that new truck in like March, but now I shot the owner of the company a message today. He had did a little bit and purdied up another one of the new trucks. I shot him a message and said, I like that. You can do that to my new truck. He sent me back a thumbs up. So I assume he's going to do that to my truck. But when I go get in that new truck, I think I'll see if I can get Grandma to ride with me for a couple of weeks. Just lock the old house down and me and her take off out west. I'd already talked to her about going out and seeing Carlos. We ain't never met. So I'm thinking about riding out there and meeting him and spending a weekend with him. So to speak. I already told him we'd have set out by his pool, because I smoke a lot and they don't smoke at all. So we'll see what happens. Well, that's my heater kicking on back there. All right, Kel, be good. Yeah, I could have got another hour knocked out today, but I'd rather that mandatory 30-minute break go towards my 10-hour break. That sucker is a pain in the butt. They was talking about making it go away, but they ain't done it yet. "15 people and 9 likes. Hit the like button for me, folks. JJ, you need to be telling them to hit the like button politely. Zach, what's up, brother? Where are you at tonight? Yep. It is over. What I was just telling everybody else, my 30-minute break was popping up. I could have took it and ran another hour or so, and I decided I didn't want to do that. I'll just go ahead and shut down now. I'm a couple hours away from my receiver. Oh, I never did type in my shipper. I don't know if that'll come up on this or not. Let's just find out. Let's see. Try that first. That ain't the one I want. That ain't the one I want. That ain't. That ain't. Well, bummer. No. That did not come up on it. It is what it is. Well, make that all go away. I will type it in after the live feed. What's a good series that you're watching, Zach? Emperor, howdy howdy. Papa Ho. Damn, I need to be getting my hair cut if you think I'm a hoe. Well, I'm showing 2016, Robbie. Myrtle Beach. Ain't been there in a while. Actually, they got it, we got Teltrax, which ain't worth a damn. And their support system ain't worth a damn. I was talking to Larry today, you know, the owner of the company, and he is so much ready for that contract to be up. But they got mine fixed today. It took 2 tries, but They got her fixed. Oh, Breaking Bad. I never watched that. I heard about it. Carlos, what's up, brother? But yeah, it was doing everything it was supposed to do and not doing the stuff that it had been doing that it wasn't supposed to do. So, oh, we've had nothing but nightmares out of ours. But now our stuff's getting old too. You know, they're all on little tablets and whatnot, and they're all 3, 4, 5 years old, whatever. Uh, so yeah, they're wearing out. They're going to Omnitrax. So I'll be in March. I'll be switching over to Omnitrax. So we'll see how that works. Yeah, I think so, Carlos. So far today, it's done good. Of course, you know, they just replaced the whole system. And so this one's a little bit different than my old one. So I'm having to learn a couple things on it. Now, how many of y'all are truck drivers on here that's chatting with me right now? How many are truck drivers? Got your CDL and running up and down the road. Bad, what's going on, brother? You starting to become a regular. That's cool, man. I appreciate it. Well, I don't know. Are you a truck driver there, Brian B? I don't recall seeing you on here before. Is this your first live stream? If it is, welcome. I hear you. Oh, Jeff, I hear you. All right, I was having a discussion with our safety guy today. I was the only one in the safety meeting. Being that they've made them mandatory, they have also moved them quarterly instead of monthly. And now he has to go out, and he's a new guy. We got 2 new safety guys. They have to go out of their way to accommodate people like myself that don't live by the yard, which is what today was. They actually had the safety meeting yesterday with a bunch of the drivers that live there. And needless to say, I wasn't one, so I didn't make it. So it was just me and him. First we did a little talking. And he started driving back in like 94, but only drove 2 or 3 years. And retired. Then he came back into it, but as an office pencil neck geek. So ever since 2 or 3 years of driving, he's been an office pokey. During the course of our conversation today, he told me, now this is not what they're setting into rules for us to do. This was just his opinion and us having a side conversation. He said that he thinks it should take a driver 45 minutes to do a pre-trip inspection. If you do the 108 point inspection like DOT tells you to, he thinks it should take you 45 minutes. You should be on duty 45 minutes doing it. Now, out of you drivers, honestly, how long does it take you to do your pre-trip, and how thorough do you really do one? So if you're willing to put that in print on here, I'd appreciate it. If you don't want it in print, I understand. Deny, deny, deny until they have proof, then you deny it some more. Well, thank you, Brian. There you go, Carlos. Brian, you'll find out Carlos is my right-hand man. I bust his chops a lot, and he's jealous because I'm better looking, but we're trying to work past that. And if you smell tacos or get taco sauce, hot sauce on your phone, you know to blame Carlos. He is addicted to hot sauce and tacos. When he was driving, that's what he was bribing the dock workers and stuff with. Bring them some damn tacos and hot sauce. Every Friday, huh? Yeah, exactly, Jeff. Well, that's all right, Zach. But the only time I ever did a 45-minute pre-trip, and I ain't sure it was that long, was when I got my CDLs and had to do the inspection to pass it. And that was with naming all the stuff. So nowadays, you know, your brakes are already set. You kick your lights on, your four-ways on, or I do. I jump out and I get my hammer and I start right here at this driver's door, and I walk back through here thumping tires, eyeballing everything that I can see, looking under the trailer, making sure airlines are right, you know, the whole routine, thumping them tires, looking at the ribs under the trailer, making sure lights are working on the back, mud flaps are there, DOT bumpers there, not tore up. Nobody hassled with the trailer, messed with it, and I come right back up this side, doing the same thing. And it takes maybe 5 minutes. You pop the hood, check all your fluids and whatnot. You're eyeballing all your steer axle. If you've been driving any amount of time, if something is bad wrong underneath there, it should be pretty obvious to you. So, you know, there's another 5 minutes. So a 10-minute pre-trip is not unheard of. And I guarantee you there's plenty of drivers out here that don't even do that. But 45 minutes on duty, that's ridiculous in my book. But now with my company, we drive new equipment. This don't even have 450,000 miles on it yet, and it's an old truck fixing to get traded in. And whenever we go by the yard and we drop the trailers, they pull them through the shop and check them out. If a trailer leaves out there and it has issues within a couple 100 miles, Larry's down there asking them what they're doing. Why didn't you check it out better? You can pull your truck up there, they'll check it out if you ask them to. If you have issues, they'll check that out if you let them know about it. Other than that, it goes through that shop on a regular scheduled maintenance deal. They check it all out. If you ask them, they'll adjust your brakes for you. There's no need for some 45 minutes and crawling underneath the truck and adjusting brakes and gauging stuff. And now, if you're an owner-operator or you're driving like Emperor, I know who he's driving for, and I'm sure they don't really have a maintenance yard or anything. Yes, he should do a little bit better pre-trip than I do. He should keep a little bit better eye on his stuff than I do. You know, I've got backup. I got the shop that's checking my stuff out. Does that make sense to y'all? Right, and for the 15-minute quick. Yeah, Josh. Well, that's what me and another hand. I was telling another hand about it, which is a rookie driver, and he's like you and I. 10 to 15 minutes. Being you're not naming stuff off, you know, you don't need to know the names. That ain't right. That ain't supposed to be shiny there. You know, if it don't look right up there on that steer axle, stick your foot in there and kick it. You know it ain't supposed to be no slack in it. Yeah. Now the young man I was talking to, he keeps the same truck all the time, but he's constantly dropping and hooking trailers, and he is in the shop a lot getting stuff fixed because other drivers don't. So he does a pretty thorough inspection on his trailers when he picks them up, simply because of history with their company. Josh, you don't do one? I hear you. Thanks for the honesty. Way to go, Carlos. That's my t-shirts and stuff he just put a link up to. JJ, are you watching Carlos? That's the kind of stuff you need to learn how to do, brother. Well, you know, according to DOT and most safety guys, you should be crawling under that trailer and truck all the time. They obviously ain't seen these truck stop parking lots. You think I'm laying down in a puddle of piss? You're crazy. I ain't doing it. Them brakes are fine. They stopped me yesterday. They should stop me today. Well, see, Emperor, that's how I was when I was hauling boats. Was I had the same truck and trailer all the time. And I did have some dead time once in a while. We hauled boats up to Canada and then we deadheaded back because we had specialized trailers. But it wasn't nothing for me to be straightening up my iron back there because you got a lot of iron that you build your racks for the boats. And now, one good thing about hauling boats is the way the trailers were designed and you put the boats in there, DOT could not slide underneath that trailer because it was only 2 or 3 inches off the ground. And they couldn't see them brakes or none of that stuff from the inside because there was a boat sitting there. But on my downtime is when I would start going through everything and keep an eye on it. Worst thing about hauling boats was the wiring. Oh man, you'd have electrical problems that was a nightmare. So you better stay on top of your stuff. But yeah, regular morning, if I was loaded and I was needing to go, like I said, thump the tires, check the lights, check my straps, gone. On my way back when I had more time, yeah, I'd give it a pretty good once over. I hear you, Josh. It's hard to find parking at Love's. I'm at a new Love's down here in Lufkin, Texas. There's actually quite a few parking spots if somebody needs one. That check engine light can drive you nuts. That sucker go off over some of the silly sensors and nonsense. Well, thank you, Zach. William, what's going on? Oh no. Did he do a bunch of damage? Were those just listening to William saying he seen a truck driver slam the top of his trailer into an overpass? See, now I'll tell you something else about little oops like that. It can get more expensive than you know, because it ain't a matter of the damage you did to the trailer. That's the cheap part, even if you trash the trailer. The expensive part is whenever a truck hits an overpass like that, they got to call out inspectors to come out and inspect it and all that. And that can, let me answer this. Well, dadgummit. I don't know if I can or not. No, it ain't gonna let me. I don't think. No, damn it. I'm gonna pause y'all for a minute. Don't take off. I'll be back in about 2 weeks of a chicken's tail. All right, how many did I lose? Dadgum, I missed a lot of comments. Let me catch up on comments. Michael was asking if I was still up, and I shot him a message, told him we're doing a live stream, come join us. He was dealing with some snow out in New Mexico ways. All right, Emperor, I'm sure you're gone by now, buddy. Bye. Nebraska, how's the weather in Nebraska, man? William, tell me what happened with that truck, bro. Well, actually, if you got the winter grade wipers, Jeff. That ain't bad. I had to pay like $20 or $25 a piece for them. Oh lordy, 5, 6 years ago. But they was worth it. And I told him after that price, y'all need to come put them on, and he did. Oh, he just wedged it up underneath there, did he? Josh, that's a hard way to find out what's wrong with your truck. If there's too much wrong, they don't make you sit there and fix it. Well, I'm here in Lufkin, Zach. Going 45, yeah, I guess he did wedge it underneath there. It looks like an old kung fu movie. I don't have no service here. I don't even have a single bar on my phone. I don't know how I'm getting out. Well, Trent, welcome, brother. You're my second Australian. I got old Warwick. He comes on. He's from Australia. He's an old retired driver. Well, he ain't too old. He's about my age. He got hurt and had to get out of the truck or something like that. I go over on his Facebook page once in a while. We're friends on Facebook. I tell you what, you Australians got a crazy sense of humor and harass each other. Well, that's a good thing they reopened it. Now, how'd you get around him, William? Well, I live about 50 miles south of here. And I could have made it down there to where I normally park. But I wasn't going to have Grandma get out and come get me and then take me to the truck in the morning. It wasn't worth all that. All right, Jeff, you're probably gone, but catch you later, brother. Oh, okay, I caught up. Oh, no. Yeah, we've been married too long and all that. Well, of course, it's always straightened up for you. I got Christmas lights over there to look at. Can't see them very good, but I know they're there. Oh. All right, Brian, you be careful, brother. You didn't tell us where you was a park ranger at. So I got a Tulsa City cop that watches. Now I got a park ranger that watches. 2 Australians that watches. I did eat. No, I didn't take my bedtime meds. I forgot them. I took my evening meds, but not my bedtime. But I ain't went to bed yet either. But since you reminded me, it is close enough to bedtime that I can take them now. Is Grandma paying you to monitor my meds? Is that what it is? Most time they go down good. This time one got sideways. Bad you leaving us too, man? North Central PA. Oh, Michael used to be up in that area. Cleb, what's going on, brother? Well, thank you for the flowers. Now, have you watched a bunch of my videos on trucking? It ain't just a job, brother. This is a lifestyle out here. I got tons of videos telling you about it, and then there's a bunch more where I'm whining and crying about a day gone bad. Then I got some phone calls with some drivers. I won't go there, William. And you said in New Jersey? No, thank you. Luckily, I got enough seniority. I ain't got to go them places no more. Elk country. Well, you ever get you an elk and make some sausage, man? Get my address. Ship me some down overnight. St. Mary's, PA, huh? Well, Derek, I don't remember seeing you on here before either, brother. Welcome. Glad to see you, Derek. And I think his last name was Smith, but he was out of Florida. I met him doing the Rock and Roll show. What is MPP there, Derek? Well, they got one of them lotto type deals for the hunting tags up there. They only allow so many harvested, and everybody trying to get in there to win one. Well, I got a ton of old videos that you can go watch, Derek. We've got a Facebook page, Simple Living with Papa Joe. We got some t-shirts and stuff. You can find a link to that on both of them. Got a Patreon page. Well, that's cool if y'all are that close to each other. Powder metal plant. Okay. Well, I've never been anywhere where they have that, but I like watching those Northern Laws and all that, the game warden shows and stuff. You know, we got some for down here in Texas, and they got one up there around Maine and stuff too. And I've heard them talking about that stuff. I'm not a hunter myself, not really. I grew up hunting for a living to feed us. Every blue moon, I go out and shoot a couple squirrels when I get a overabundance of them. But where I'm at now, the damn hawks are keeping all the squirrels picked off. I'll be right back, folks. Hello. Did you? All right, I'm back with you. That was Stone. He's fixing to come in. Let's see. You've been flat out this time of. Okay, well, cool. Trent, I don't remember seeing you in here before either. Welcome. We're going to have Stone in here in a second. He just had to shut down. They're a team, and it takes a lot to get them to shut down. Yeah, we do. You've seen most of my videos, Derek? I've got way over 1,000 of them, brother. I don't know how many I got, but I know I got over 1,000. You've been doing some watching. Because some of them are over an hour long. The majority of them are 45 minutes to an hour. Well, Derek, maybe you two can hook up sometime, meet and have coffee. The safety guy I just had discussions with, he was with Pam. We didn't agree on a whole hell of a lot either. Okay, Brian, I got you. Uh-oh. Stone, you're in trouble. You're going to get the Mexican Mafia after you, dude. Well, I'm glad you did it, Derek. Not only do you smell rookie, Carlos, a chicken rookie. He done chicken out and shut down. How far did you make it, Stone? Yeah, he's got a free meal for you. Do you want tacos or do you want tacos? Is that with hot sauce or without? Now remember, their hot sauce is different than our Texas hot sauce. I was born and raised in Missouri, but most of my adult life, I've lived in Texas. We did do a few years in Georgia, but after we lost our son over there and the kids were grown and gone, me and Grandma ran back to Texas. Home is where the heart is, and I love Texas. Yeah, exactly, Brian. And they don't live in the real world. I mean, they quote this stuff out of manuals. It's just like calling for car parts anymore. Used to be you call the parts house and you could talk to them and they would know what you're talking about. Nowadays they got to look it up on the computer. And now we're getting truck drivers like that, just like Wichita Falls. That's where Stone just fueled earlier. Sweet home Alabama. Dallas, there's something good about Dallas. It's called leaving it. Stone, we're on you tonight, bro. You're just in trouble. You might as well go back there and get a beach towel out, because we're going to have you crying before it's over with. And JJ just saying, damn, I'm glad it ain't me. And I parked where I'm not getting too badly distracted watching these drivers. And I nosed in here where they can't hit me. There's a drop trailer over here, and the bulk trailer over there looks like he lives here. I hear you, William. Oh yeah, Zach, I'm with you, brother. I had someone the other night tell me I ought to drive local and needed to sell my place and move closer to Houston. I thought he needed to be drug tested. And he obviously don't know this hillbilly. Well, I sell my place, I'm moving farther away from the city. Yeah, I hear you. It's a good place to visit and I live. I hear you. Yeah, that's where I'm at, Carlos. That local don't hold nothing for me. This regional is about as local as I want to get. Alright, I know where New Caney is. That's still getting too close to the city. That's about, off the top of my head, I'd say it's about 30 miles south of me. Maybe 35. Huntsville, Alabama. Well, I got a decent sized place for me. It was 8.5 acres and I sold off 4 of it about 2 years ago. Now the 4.5 I got's got a decent sized pond on it. But I tell you what, I made up with snakes. Snakes are terrible. So I'd like to give me some guineas, but guineas run so damn wild, you can't really keep them on your property. They're going to roam and go where they want anyway. But a guinea will kill a snake. And they are noisy. Oh my Lord. Only thing worse than a guinea on the noise is a peacock. And them rascals will scream at you. I don't think my neighbors would like me very much if I got peacocks. Now, I don't know how peacocks do with snakes. Well, I'm close to Livingston. I'm not really in Livingston. It's the closest big city to me or big town to me. Way too many, Derek. Yeah. My brother's in that situation. He wants to be out in the country. His hillbilly roots is talking to him. But his wife and kids was wanting to stay over there in Albuquerque. So he wound up buying him a house in Albuquerque. Oh yeah, they scream like a woman. Well, I don't know about the skunks. I got plenty of armadillos. I wish they would eat them. No, I wouldn't be doing that, Cliff. You're asking for trouble. I hear you, Derek. My dad used to dip and chew. Every blue moon he'd smoke a cigar. For years he busted my chops about smoking. Then a couple years before he died, he finally realized and told me so. He's like, I ain't got no right criticizing you for smoking. He said, look at the nicotine I'm doing in this snuff and good money. He liked good money. That twisted tobacco. Is that good money or easy money? It was something money, a long twisted. Anyway. Yeah, I don't listen to them hot loads anymore. Well, they're working your way, Brian. Shit, 30 years ago we had armadillos in Missouri. They're slowly working their way north. And I know we had them in Georgia. So they're coming over the hills to you, buddy. All right, Trent, be careful, man. God bless. Oh, you'll know, Josh. Just like I know I'm burnt out. You just start going through the motions, dude. You're doing it all out of habit. The love and the give a damn's not there. My give a damn's broke. You're just going through the motions. It's a job. It used to be a love and a passion. Now it's just a job. But it's what I do. Well, sure he's going to deliver. You're idling, right, Stone? Don't turn that truck off without that anti-gel in it. Don't do it. Why are you feeling like a rookie, Stone? William, you need to consider coming over here, dude. I don't know what they're starting drivers out at, 40 some odd cents a mile. And over here they give you the load and they leave you alone. You know, now our broker loads coming back. They're always tight and a pain in the butt. You usually can't make them because of the way the broker has set them up. And this company over here is like, do the best you can. We know you ain't going to make it. We'll deal with it. What else can you do? Now, I don't remember where you told me you live at, William, but chances are we go your way most of the time. Our main customers out in the Northwest, but we have them pretty much all over the place. If you're too far east, that can be a pain. Got bit? What did you get by? Well, turn your idle on or let your truck run and just hit it for the first notch, Stone. The old rule is for when you're idling, when you're just straight up idling, no fuel to it, your your oil pressure gauge don't normally move. And we would always just barely bump it, and usually only takes once or twice. Some of the wore out motors might have taken 3. But you bump that idle up until that oil pressure gauge barely moves. If you have not seen it move, there's a real good chance you're not getting that oil circulating through your engine like you're supposed to. So bump it once and watch that oil pressure gauge. If you've seen it move, you're good. If not, bump it again. So bump it 2 or 3 times, make that oil pressure gauge barely move. Cliff, what's good to use for protection if you can't have a firearm? It's called common sense, brother. It's called being aware of your surroundings. It's called a little bit of street smart, and I'm not being a smart ass here. I'm being honest. Be aware of your surroundings. Don't walk around looking like a victim. If you're in your truck, you can get flashlights with built-in tasers with pretty damn good tase on them. You can get some wasp spray, wasp and hornet spray. That stuff shoots way out yonder, 20 or 30 foot or more. If you've got some people coming at you and you think you're being threatened, use that and spray them right in the damn face. I guarantee you they'll leave you alone. I've got a couple videos up about self-protection, so go check them out. I've been out here damn near 30 years. I've never needed a gun. Most drivers I know have never needed a gun. I've known a couple that's carried it and has gotten in trouble for carrying them. So your biggest thing is common sense and being aware of your surroundings. So there you go. That's my opinion. No, baseball bats and stuff don't work worth a damn in here. If you're in this cab, and most of your trouble is going to come through this window. So that ain't going to work. A ball bag, you can't hit them in here. But now with a can of wasp spray or hornet spray or a taser, yeah, you can get their attention real quick right here. It's Larry Williams Trucking. Zach, how long you got out? How much experience you got? You got to have at least 2 years, and you need to have a halfway decent record. Actually, they can, Brian. They've been doing pretty good. They adapt over pretty good. Uh, 6 years ago, a DUI, it shouldn't be, to get your CDL won't be a problem at all. They don't really even ask about that stuff getting your CDL. It's a matter of finding a company that will hire you. And I've got a couple other guys on here that are in the process of getting their CDL. One of them actually has his, and yes, he's having a problem finding a company to hire him on. So if you're wanting to get your CDLs, you need to start talking to companies and find out what company will hire you with a 6-year-old CDL. Once you find the company that will hire you, you need to see if they will put you through school. That way you're getting a commitment from them. There's too many of them that tell you they'll hire you. Then you get yourself through school by whatever means. Then when you go over there, they don't want to hire you. Oh, look, you had a DUI. No shit, I told you about that. Now you're, so, and you might wind up going with one of the companies you hear us cussing all the time. Swift, CR England, US Express. You might wind up going with one of them, which is the bottom of the barrel for companies. They're big, but they treat drivers like crap. But to get past that DUI part and get a couple years under your belt with CDL, you might have to go with one of them. No, Carlos. You're supposed to tell Stone that it's Papa Joe videos and Chili. Evidently, he needs to go back and rewatch some of my winter videos. Josh, who you talking about? A company requires 1 million safe miles. That'd be Walmart. That's true, Cliff. They do basically look back 5 years. However, if they run any of your MBRs or any of that and it comes up, it ain't a matter of them asking for it. They'll see it. Most of them ask you only for the last 5 years of anything. But my whole thing to you is to acknowledge that you had it. Don't try to hide it, and see what they have to say. Oh, that's all I'm telling you. You can't trust these companies, dude. You can't trust them at all. 300,000 a dose? Damn. Oh, Stone's out there parking illegally. Well, if you're going to go that way, Josh, your best bet is to go all the way and get your own authorities and to have some customers. And I've said repeatedly, and I'll say it again, it's real easy to get a truck. It's actually too easy to get a truck. $1,000 you can get a truck. But man, you sure need a big bankroll, and you need to be lining up your own customers. If you're buying a truck, the last thing you want to do is give a company a cut of it. They're going to want at least 20%. They're going to find you broker loads, the same stuff that you can do off of a laptop, and the broker's going to want to cut. If you're even considering that way, you need to have about $50,000 in the bank, and you need to actually have more than that, but start with at least $50,000 in the bank, and have your own ELDs, or have your own authorities, and find your own customers. Just be aware of where you're parking at, Cliff. Well, Zach, give them a call. They've got a Facebook page you can look up. I can't give you the number. I'm on my phone. I do these live streams through my phone. But look them up and talk to Vic. Vic's a driver that's basically turned recruiter. But he is fairly honest. He's a truck driver, so you got to take that in consideration. But I'm telling you now, you're going to get a relatively new truck. They'll start you at 40 some odd cents a mile. You get a penny a year raise. They do offer insurance. Too expensive for me and Grandma. And they don't want drivers that need to be babysitted over here. They need drivers that know how to do their job, and they can give them their load and you go do your job. They don't want to tell you where to, other than they tell you Loves, they want you to fuel at Loves. But other than that, they ain't going to tell you when to stop, when to go. We don't even make appointments for our loads leaving out. We just show up at our different drops, and you will have multiple drops. And you just know what hours they're working. Do that phone call in bed if you have to. Most of our customers are open 8 to 5. So if you keep that in mind, you hit as many as you can during the day. Sometimes you get them off one day, sometimes it drags out 2 or 3 days. Depends upon how far west you're going. If you're looking for a lot of miles, you want to go OTR with them. You go OTR, they're going to run you out west a lot, and you'll probably stay out 2 to 3 weeks before you go home for a couple of days. Well, you better be careful, Zach. They might want to hire you in the shop. They don't pay worth a damn in there. All right, Carlos, enjoy your evening. Don't eat too many tacos. They are bad, Derek. They're real bad. The biggest thing with any of them is learning their system. Too many drivers come out here and they want to just sit in this chair and play on their phone and not learn the system. Any company that you're with, you'll learn they all have a system, and you got to learn how to work their system to your advantage. You can't just sit out here and be a knot on a log and wait on dispatch to do everything for you. That's the biggest secret to trucking. And communication. If you think you're going to be unloaded by a certain time, let your dispatcher know it. You know? There you go, JJ. You're learning, buddy. Nope, experience ain't everything. There's some experienced drivers out here ain't worth a damn. Well, Jerry, welcome to the channel, brother. I don't reckon seeing you before. Welcome to the live stream. Thanks for subscribing. I appreciate the flowers there. Well, where you're at, Josh, you need to find out who the manufacturers are around your area and who the shippers are. The smaller the better, being that you're going to be new to it. And the way it's going to work is you go in there and you put that Southern Charm on them and you ask them to give you a chance. And the way they normally work that is they give you one load. And they see if you do any good with it, if you make your appointment and all that. No claims and the whole bit. Then you find you a load going back. That's that broker board. You can get broker boards off the internet all day long. So you set your laptop up. Let's say you live in Dallas and you find you a customer in Dallas. And that customer gives you one load to Atlanta. Well, now you know you're going to Atlanta. All right? Chances are you'll already have an appointment time, but you might have to call and make the appointment time. First rule you got to learn is do not try to impress them with how quick you can get it there. This ain't about speed, it's about safety and a good delivery with no damages, no claims. All right, so now you called and you set up an appointment for Thursday at 2 o'clock. So now you have your broker board on your laptop. So now you set your boundaries in there and you tell it you're going to be in Atlanta. So you're looking for a load within 50 miles around Atlanta. And you set your time for 8 o'clock at night or maybe the next morning, whatever you deem. Make sure that you give yourself enough time. If you're an experienced driver, you already know it's not going to be a 15-minute load like all the brokers think it is. It's liable to be 2, 3, 4, 5 hours. Myself, I would start looking for the next morning. So I'd set up the boundaries on my broker search for 50 miles around Atlanta, and I'd make it 8 o'clock the next morning. So anything that comes up on that broker board that you've got that is even close to that, it's going to start shooting you messages for it. Rest of it is research. You look and see where it's going. You want to go back to Dallas because that's where that customer is. So now you find one that's going to Dallas and pays halfway decent. You take it and you go back to Dallas. Then you tell them, hey, I kicked that one off. Here's your bill of lading. Let's do it again. That's how you get customers. Now, if you can get Dallas to hook up where you're shipping to Atlanta all the time, now you're going to do the same thing at Atlanta. You're going to start trying to find a regular customer like that one you had yesterday. Now you're going to talk to them people. Hey, I hauled a load for you yesterday, went to Dallas. Technically, it won't be yesterday, okay? So now you try to get them where they will commit. And now if you're doing decent, then they realize that they're saving money on the brokers and everything else. You will cut that in half, so to speak. You're saving them money. You're not having to pay a broker. And that's how you get it going, right there. So you might have to do a threesome. You might have to do Dallas to Atlanta to Houston and then up to Dallas. So whatever it takes to get you some regular routes going. There you go. That's how you do it. I've been accused of preaching, Brian. I got some videos preaching the word too. Don't give up, Zach. Well, most decent companies, see, that's the issue with a lot of new drivers. They think they're going to come out here and go to the very top, and they don't want to pay their dues, and they don't. Bottom line is you got to get that 2 years under your belt. Your next step up is the company that hire you with 2 years experience. After that, then you got the companies that want 3 and 5 years, or the million-mile stuff. It's like any other job, folks. You got to start at the bottom rung, work your way up. You're doing good, JJ. You're learning. Information on what? Zach, if you're talking about coming over here, brother, if you said you got military driving experience, you can call them and talk to them. I don't know if that will work. I don't know how that will work out on this deal, but you can ask them. If you have your CDLs and you do have military experience, that might get you in the door. I don't know. Well, because as a rookie, most of your oops are going to come in your first 2 years. So, and most of the insurance wants you to have at least 2 years. And anymore, it's the insurance that rules these companies. You'll probably find out, those of you that have been turned down for DUIs or whatever, you'll probably find out it was because of the insurance, not because of the company. And those of you having issues, try talking to Pam. USA Trucking, Trucks for You. Talk to some of them folks. Well, Derek, go over on the Facebook and look up Larry Williams Trucking. That's the name of this company, Larry Williams Trucking. And call and talk to them. Mention my name when you talk to them. That way they'll know where you're coming from. Exactly, Cliff. That's about the size of it. And that's what I tell you in the videos, is that all of them startup companies like that, startup meaning they're giving you a startup, put them in a bag and shake them up and draw a name out, and there's so little difference between any of them. They're all going to take advantage of you. They're all going to run you like crazy in the beginning when you're not making any money, and as you get experience and work your way up, your miles will start dropping. But I also tell everybody that whatever company you start with, you need to do 2 years over there. Because anybody else that's going to hire you with less than 2 years experience ain't no better than the one you're living. It's the same feathers on, or it's different feathers on the same bird. Well, Derek, they're going to treat you like a piece of machinery. You're going to be a truck number. You're not going to be a name. And you're a peon, period. You know, you're the green worm. Whatever terminology you used in your profession for the low man on the totem pole, that's you. And they're not going to pay you very good, and they're going to try to run the dickens out of you. while you're at that lousy pay. Along with it, you're not going to get very much training from them, so you're going to have to educate yourself. That's another problem a lot of the greenhorns have out here. They're not real good on picking up and training themselves and learning out here. If it wasn't just put right in their face, they can't figure it out. Well, most companies don't have a team requirement. They have a training requirement, and you have to put in so many weeks for a trainer. Uh, did y'all talk to CFI? CFI will train you. Rail, which is spelled RHOEL or something like that, and it's called Rail. Both of them train. You might talk to them. Yeah, that's typical of a lot of companies, Josh. Well, to most of the decent companies are the ones that are better than those startup companies. Yeah, you need 2 years experience. But see, once you get 2 years experience under your belt, if you've got a good record, and preferably you stayed with the same company and rode it out for those 2 years, you can damn near write your own ticket in this industry with just 2 years, which really ain't a lot. A lot of the impatient younger ones thinks 2 years is forever. 2 years ain't much. So yeah, you got to put up with some nonsense from some of them. But guess what? Whatever company you go to, there's going to be nonsense to put up with. This is one of the better companies right here, but they're not perfect. I get mad at them quite often. You know, they do stuff that just irritates the hell out of me. That's part of trucking, and that's part of having a job. I don't care what your job is, even if it's in a factory. They're going to do stuff that aggravates the hell out of you, and you're going to get mad at them. So, you know, pick your own poison. Oh, yeah. Logbooks are digital. You're all on computer. Oh, yeah, I'm up for a little bit. What time is it? Oh, wow, it's 11 o'clock. Well, if you can get on with them, Josh. The problem with companies like Purina, they're so big is that they don't actually broker out their own freight. They've done cut a deal with a broker, and whatever loads they get, they send over here to company XYZ, and XYZ is brokering them out to the trucking companies. That's hard to get in the door with the places like that. You've got to go through the broker. No, Cliff, it ain't all the major carriers. It's everybody has to be ELDs. There are a few exemptions to the rules, but everybody has to be using ELDs now. Well, like I said, Zach, you got to have 2 years experience here. What they'll take in from your military, I don't know. Made a parking spot. So what you're telling us, you're illegally parked. Yep, that's right, Bad. It's the loading and unloading. That's what eats up our 14-hour clock. Well, the Texas motto is God put it here, he'll move it. Yeah, but he don't have his civilian CDLs yet, bad. And the only driving experience he's got is military. So he's trying to find somebody that will hire him off of that military experience. And preferably put him through school. Let's see. You're with Dart, ain't you, Bad? Is that you that was with Dart? Because that's what he's asking you is what company you're with. Well, that's why I was telling you, Zach, don't give up, dude. There's an old saying in sales, if you've ever done sales, and you got to knock on 100 doors and get 100 no's to get one yes. So you're just getting started, dude. There's a company out there that take damn near anybody. You just got to find that company. Well, right now it ain't about how many miles they can get. It's a matter of getting on with somebody. Once you get on, you just start working their system. There are ways of getting miles. And the main thing is to get that CDL and get on with somebody. Then your time actually starts. Just like Bad was saying a while ago, his company would take you with 6 months. So if he goes with USA and he does get shitty miles for the first 6 months, as long as he can get 6 months, then he goes ahead and moves over to somewhere like Dart. It just, yeah, I know that ain't what I've been saying about staying for 2 years. But if they're starving you out, they're starving you out. And in that case, okay, you got to make the move. So he makes the move to Dart. Now he's getting more miles. He's feeding the family. Stay there for the year and a half. The main thing is at the end of your first 2 years, you don't want 5 or 6 companies on that list. Because then companies are going to be raising their eyebrow and saying, you didn't stay with none of these companies. Why do we think you're going to stay with us? So now they've got 2 applicants, 1 truck open. This guy stayed with 2 companies, 1 for 6 months, 1 for a year and a half. This one's done bounced around to 4 or 5 companies. Who do you think they're going to pick? All right, Brian, thanks for joining us, brother. I'm fixing to get off here in a minute myself. It's Larry Williams Trucking. Spell it just like you say it. Larry Williams Trucking. Well, that hand that was on here earlier, Kale, that's who he went with, was Rail. And they have their own school. They teach you in-house. So that's why I was saying y'all might consider Rail. How lenient they are on hiring you, I don't know. All right, Brian, I'm on almost every night. All right, Bad, take it easy, brother. Yeah, actually, I think I do, Bad. And if I don't, I can have my son do one up. They posted a link earlier. JJ, if you're still on here, do a link for the shirts, buddy. Please. I don't know what all shirts the son made up. I forgot. But the most popular one is the Grab a Gear driver. As I say that quite a bit sitting around watching these trucks. If it ain't on there, Bad, let me know the next time. I have my son make one up. Side streets in a snowstorm ain't no big deal. Who are you asking if you're a troll, Josh? Yeah, I hear you. No, Bad is not a troll. Bad's all right. But at the end of all my videos, you know what I'm saying, and that's what the man's asking for. And I can't honestly tell him if I have a shirt that says that or not. I should have, but I ain't going to swear to it. And I appreciate it, Bad. I got a few of them that do look out for me, Bad. Now, that's the truth. Oh, you'll get to be one of them, too. You're starting to become a regular. You'll start noticing when there's issues up and call them out on it when you see it. Politely, but call them out on it. That's why I've got them blue names floating through here. There you go, Bad. He just put the link up for it. Oh, I'll be trucking in the morning, dude. I'll put one of my breakfast replacement meal drinks in the icebox tonight. In the morning, I'll get up and make sure I'm purty and take my morning meds with one of them protein drinks. But my morning meal, I got to have protein. I can't just take it on an empty stomach on my morning meds. Then I'll go trucking. And by 10 o'clock, I hope to be at my receiver. No, I haven't, William. I've heard a lot about it, though. All right, Zach. Love you, brother. Thanks for coming in. There you go, Bad. I knew it. Really, JJ? I don't have one saying that? I'll have Little Joe get on it tomorrow. Shoot me a text tomorrow, JJ, and remind me, if you would. And I'll have Little Joe start making one. I'm surprised that one ain't up already. So Bad, there'll be one of them shirts in a few days. Josh, don't go there, man. Grandma would get so mad at you telling me to eat and all that. You don't want on Grandma's bad side. All right, folks, I'm going to get off here and go to bed. It's after 11 o'clock my time. Appreciate y'all coming in and joining me. Y'all have a blessed evening. Remember, God love you. So do I. Y'all be careful out there. Good night. All right, JJ, appreciate it. All right, God bless everybody. Good night.